頭を使って移動してるんですけど、基本は痛覚とかないし、頭が大事だとかっていう概念がないし、だからもう頭をもう普通の足のように使って移動してるっていう、この動きがとにかく気持ち悪いので、ゾンビゲームの動きに使えるんじゃないかっていう、こういう人工知能を使うと多分人間が想像できない気持ち悪い動きができるんじゃないか、一応こんなことをやっています。実際には
毎朝この頃会わないけど、身体障害の友人がいるんですよ。そのハイタッチするんだけど大変なんです。彼の筋肉がこわばってる手と僕の手でこうハイタッチするで、その彼のことを思い出してね、僕はこれ面白いと思って見ることできないですよ。これを作る人たちは痛みとかそういうものについてね、何も考えないでやってるでしょ。極めて不愉快ですよね。そんなに気持ち悪いものをやりたいなら勝手にやってればいいだけで、僕はこれを自分たちの仕事をつなげたいとは全然思いません。極めて何か生命に対する侮辱を感じます。
これでもほとんど実験なので、
それは分かってます。
世の中に見せてどうこうってそういうものじゃないんです。
それは本当によく分かってるつもりですけど、
人間が描くのと同じように絵を描く機械
を作りたいんだ。
はい。
地球最後の日が近いって感じですね。それは人間の方が自信がなくなってくるから。
Before Keijo aired, I was under the impression that this series would be popular, but in the way that the people praising it would either be doing so because it's funny to say a shitty show is great just for the laughs, or the people watching were doing so with one hand down their pants. So after watching the first episode, I was honestly surprised that this was going to be more than just that for a lot of fans who tried Keijo. I mean, a show about girls playing a sport that they can only use their boobs and butts to knock each other off the platform sounds ridiculous, because it is, but also at the same time, it isn't. We have sports where you kick or punch others in the face, and people think that's normal. I really don't see the big issue with Keijo, but a lot are really against anything sexual, but violence is always okay with modern day society. I think the reason Keijo excelled far past being a typical fanservice show with no soul is because it's as self-aware as they come. The author of this manga knew it was never going to be taken seriously, nor did they want it to. The show pokes fun at not just sports series and the tropes they use, but also the shonen battle genre. Pretty much every girl has a superpower in some way, shape, or form, such as the Gate of Bootylan that allows this girl to summon any ass that she has fondled and use that ass as her own. Not even making this up. One girl even has Cerberus in her ass that she uses. I mean, seriously, the concept alone makes me laugh like an 8-year-old boy on the playground talking about boobies for the first time, but seeing it in action had tears rolling down my face. The show aims to be funny and make fun of sport and shonen series, while at the same time having a pretty likable cast of characters who all feel like they are more than just their bodies, while the sport itself is surprisingly well detailed. Of course, you can always say, well, what if they hit like this, wouldn't that be called out by the referee? But really, the anime does a solid job at making the sport have a pretty concise set of rules that anyone can follow, and when you watch a match, you actually find yourself rooting for whatever girl or team is your favorite. I thought this would just be a sport where the girls were gonna get hot and bothered and moan, and sure, some do. I mean, one chick literally gets off based on these other girls, but that's just her personality, and those types of people do really exist. But most have a goal that they want to achieve, and I mean, the main character herself of the show just wants to make it big and win cash money. I can respect that. She is honest and just wants to make as much money as she can playing a sport that she enjoys. It's not to say that this is a super cast of well-detailed characters and character development, but for a show that aimed to be almost a parody of the sports and shonen battle series genre, it had far much more detail and depth that I would have ever thought at first glance. The anime does a great job at watching the characters train in multiple and unique ways that are both sexual and funny, but also serve a purpose. It's not just, oh, here's a boob shot, get the lube ready. It's here's a boob shot, add a bit of comedy, and progress the match. What Keijo does very well is it uses fan service not to be sexy, but to be funny. I'm sure some who will watch will find it sexy, and power to them, but to me it made me laugh at the absurdity it had, and had me overall interested in the cast and the matches. And whenever I thought I'd seen it all, They made it even more ridiculous with either a new technique or personality, and it always had me crying of laughter. There of course will be the white knights who won't watch this because it's degrading to women, or they'll watch with a clouded mindset and will say it's nothing more than just sexual fan service, but it is more than that. I can guarantee you this is a sport a lot of women would actually want to play. Yes, not everyone, but there would be not only a fan base, but also people who would want to play this either as a one-off thing or a career if possible. People get far too uptight when anything is sexual, but never bat an eye to anything with violence. Anime and fan service is a plague when the character is nothing more than that. Fan service and the show is using that as its crutch. But a show like Keijo that is using it as a crutch but is using it to be funny, while also having a really detailed sport and cast to progress to an end goal, is nothing to start a riot over. I don't like sexual fan service unless it's funny. If it's just a chick bending over trying to be sexy, it annoys me. But a show like Keijo that goes over the top like something such as Prison School is something I can get behind. Is this a masterpiece? Oh hell no. Is this a good anime? I'd say yes. I had a blast with this. I found myself rooting while the matches were on. I saw a lot of solid training with multiple characters. And if a second season were to happen, I'll be right there watching. I think most who watched this got far more than they thought they ever would have dreamed. But I know so many won't try this because they'll think it's nothing more than the anime industry trying to make a quick buck. And though that may be true, there is a surprising amount of substance here, and I think a lot would enjoy it if they just gave it a shot. Keijo is a very unique entity that if more anime were to use fan service like this, I think we would all have a lot less to bitch about. Let me know your thoughts on Keijo in the comment section below, and before you leave, please be sure to subscribe and like the video to show your support, as it all helps out greatly. I have a lot of fun with these anime was a mistake parody videos, and the amount of people who believe Miyazaki said the things I subtitled in this and last video, seriously, god damn, it's hilarious. But until next time everyone, please take care and have a good one.